Welcome to my channel MS Old Coins Glowing Star. Today we dive into the incredible world of the 1978 Canadian 5-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II, an ordinary nickel that could secretly be worth millions. Imagine finding a simple coin in your pocket or change jar that holds the power to change your fortune overnight. These rare Canadian bicentennial treasures aren't just coins, they're life-changing opportunities, carrying unimaginable worth and hidden wealth beyond belief. Stay with us, because what looks like small pocket change could be your golden ticket to becoming a millionaire or even a billionaire. Let's get started. The year 1978 marked another remarkable chapter in the journey of Canadian coinage, and among the coins issued during that time, the humble 5-cent piece featuring Queen Elizabeth II holds a captivating allure for collectors and dreamers alike. At first glance, this nickel coin may look like any other piece of change that passed from pocket to pocket, but hidden within circulation are rare variants, mint errors, and preserved specimens that have taken on a life of their own in the numismatic world. The very idea that a coin once used to buy candy or newspapers could one day carry a value in the millions makes it one of the most intriguing treasures to explore. The 1978 Canadian 5-cent coin belongs to the Elizabeth II portrait series, showing her regal likeness on the obverse and the proud beaver on a rock on the reverse, an emblem long associated with Canadian resilience and natural heritage. While most of these coins entered circulation in standard nickel alloy, a small number of error-struck pieces, whether from misaligned dies, double strikes, off-metal minting, or sharp proof-like quality, have become immensely desirable. Collectors prize these anomalies because they represent rare accidents of history that can never be recreated, each one telling a unique story of the Royal Canadian Mint's production process in the late 1970s. When a collector speaks of value, condition becomes king. A 1978 5-cent coin that has been passed around in circulation countless times may hold little more than sentimental value, but a coin that was kept untouched, in uncirculated or proof-like condition, can escalate in worth astronomically. The brilliance of its luster, the sharpness of its strike, and the crisp detail of Queen Elizabeth's portrait or the beaver's fur texture all add layers to its desirability. Some of these pristine coins have sold for extraordinary prices at private auctions, proving that the smallest denomination can become a giant in the realm of wealth. What makes the 1978 issue even more fascinating is its tie to the larger narrative of bicentennial treasures. Though Canada did not celebrate its bicentennial in 1978, collectors often group coins of this era with a broader wave of numismatic excitement that surrounded commemorations, anniversaries, and national pride. This association, coupled with the allure of finding something exceptional in an ordinary year, makes the 1978 nickel a sleeper treasure, overlooked by many, but cherished by those who understand its hidden potential. The very thought that a coin minted in the millions could contain within it a handful of specimens worth life-changing sums is what fuels the obsession. The hype surrounding such coins is not mere fantasy. It is built on real stories of everyday people stumbling upon unimaginable wealth. Imagine rifling through a forgotten jar of change, spotting a 1978 nickel that gleams slightly differently or carries an odd strike, only to discover it is one of the rarest mint errors of its kind. Overnight, what was once thought of as pocket change transforms into a ticket to fortune, capable of commanding bids of hundreds of thousands, even millions in the feverish world of auctions. This possibility gives every collector and casual searcher a reason to dream, and more importantly, to check their coins carefully. One cannot underestimate the psychological thrill behind these discoveries. A small coin like the 1978 5-cent not only symbolizes national history, but also whispers promises of unimaginable riches. For collectors, each coin is not just metal. It is hope, heritage, and hidden prosperity wrapped into a circular masterpiece. The obsession with these coins becomes a journey of faith, believing that the next coin you examine might just be the one that secures your financial freedom. This emotional magnetism is what keeps the legend of the 1978 rare Canadian 5-cent alive, even decades after its minting. Beyond its potential for individual fortune, the 1978 nickel also stands as a cultural artifact. It embodies the era of Queen Elizabeth's reign in Canada, the minting technology of the time, and the craftsmanship that went into every detail. In this sense, the value of the coin is not just financial but historical. Collectors cherish it not only for the chance of wealth, but also as a tangible piece of Canada's story, a bridge between the everyday lives of citizens in 1978 and the dreams of collectors today. When history and fortune collide in such a small piece of metal, the result is nothing short of extraordinary. So, if you're fortunate enough to come across a 1978 Canadian 5-cent coin, handle it with care, for it could be far more than just a relic of everyday transactions. It could be your gateway to unimaginable wealth, a coin that changes your destiny and elevates you into the realm of millionaires or even billionaires. Do not spend it, do not dismiss it, and above all, do not underestimate its potential. Because within that tiny piece of nickel may lie a fortune so vast that it defies belief, proof that even the smallest treasures can carry the weight of unimaginable dreams. Would you like me to also create a YouTube-style intro script from this, around 40 to 50 seconds, punchy and engaging, so you can use it directly at the start of your videos about this coin? Next, let's dive right into it. Because when we talk about the most valuable and expensive bicentennial rare Canadian 5-cent coins from 2007 featuring Queen Elizabeth II, we're talking about coins that carry far more than just face value. These small pieces of metal may look ordinary to the untrained eye, but collectors and passionate numismatists know that in the world of coins, rarity, condition, and historical charm combine to transform a nickel into a fortune. A 2007 Elizabeth 5-cent coin, in particular, stands out not simply as a circulating piece of pocket change, but as a potential treasure that could change your financial destiny if you hold the right variant in your hands. Now, imagine this. A standard coin minted in huge numbers for everyday use suddenly becomes a life-changing discovery because of a small detail, a rare strike, a minting error, or a special limited edition linked with Canada's bicentennial spirit. This is what makes certain 2007 Elizabeth 5-cent coins so fascinating. Even though millions were produced, only a few rare examples emerge with unique qualities that set them apart. Whether it's a mis-strike, a double die, or a mint mark anomaly, those coins are the ones that collectors will pay unimaginable sums of money to obtain, turning something worth 5 cents into something that can fetch millions. The true excitement begins when we consider that such coins often travel unnoticed through circulation. They sit quietly in change jars, slip into wallets, and sometimes get lost in old drawers, hiding their fortune-changing power from anyone unaware of their potential. Imagine reaching into your pocket and pulling out a coin that others might dismiss as ordinary, only for you to realize it's a rare 2007 Elizabeth bicentennial 5-cent coin worth a staggering fortune. That moment can transform an ordinary day into the most extraordinary day of your life, because these coins have the power to elevate you from modest living into wealth that feels unimaginable. Collectors worldwide have always been fascinated by Canadian coins featuring Queen Elizabeth II, and the 2007 5-cent series is no exception. The reverse still carries Canada's iconic beaver design, a timeless national symbol, while the obverse showcases the elegant portrait of Elizabeth II. Yet, within these designs lies the chance for magic, a unique strike, a high-grade, uncirculated specimen, or a proof coin that radiates with rarity. Every detail, from the sharpness of the beaver's fur to the crisp lettering around the Queen's portrait, matters in the eyes of collectors. The sharper, cleaner, and more flawless the coin, the higher its value soars, especially when tied to the bicentennial narrative that drives collectors into frenzies. One of the most thrilling aspects of these coins is that their value is not static. It grows with demand, scarcity, and excitement. A coin that might have sold for thousands a decade ago could now be valued in the millions, simply because the number of available specimens has shrunk and competition among collectors has intensified. When we speak of these coins being worth millions today, we're pointing to the explosive potential of numismatic markets, where history and rarity collide to spark bidding wars that push values higher than anyone could have imagined. The 2007 Elizabeth bicentennial 5-cent coin stands as a perfect example of how fortunes can shift overnight, driven by the hunger of collectors eager to own a piece of history. Imagine the thrill of showing such a coin to an expert, who examines it closely and suddenly looks up at you with excitement in their eyes, declaring, "Do you realize what you're holding? This coin could retire you today." That is the kind of power and allure that rare 2007 Elizabeth bicentennial nickels carry. They aren't just currency, they are golden tickets to financial freedom, symbols of hidden wealth that hide in plain sight, waiting for someone with sharp eyes and a bit of luck to discover them. Stories of everyday people stumbling upon these treasures fuel the excitement and keep collectors on their toes, always checking every coin carefully before spending it. So the message is loud and clear. Never underestimate the small coins you come across. That 2007 Canadian 5-cent piece you nearly gave away could actually be your passport to a new lifestyle, your key to unimaginable luxury, and your ticket to joining the ranks of overnight millionaires. These coins prove that fortune often hides in the most unexpected places, and all it takes is awareness and curiosity to unlock it. If you own any Canadian bicentennial coins, especially the elusive 2007 Elizabeth 5-cent rarities, guard them with your life, because they could represent a fortune that others would fight to own. In the end, what makes these coins so captivating is not just their metal or their design, but the dream they represent. The dream of turning something small and ordinary into something massive and extraordinary. They remind us that history, artistry, and rarity converge in numismatics to create value beyond imagination. Hold on to these coins, treasure them, and never dismiss their power, because the next time you glance at a nickel, you could be staring straight at a piece of wealth worth millions, a coin that could make you a billionaire, and a treasure that has the ability to change your life forever. Second coins step into the thrilling world of Canadian numismatics, where even the smallest coin can hold unimaginable secrets and values beyond belief. The 2016 Canadian 5-cent coin, featuring Queen Elizabeth II, has become one of the most talked about pieces among collectors and treasure seekers, because certain rare strikes and bicentennial ink variants are rumored to be worth millions. At first glance, this nickel seems like ordinary pocket change, but under the surface lies the potential for fortune. The details, the strike quality, and even the minting anomalies of these coins are what set apart common circulation pieces from life-changing treasures. Imagine holding a coin that the world overlooked, yet in reality, it could carry the power to transform your entire destiny. These 2016 Elizabeth 5-cent coins have become iconic not just for their age, but for their link to Canada's enduring tradition of marking historic moments with coinage. Collectors call them bicentennial treasures because they connect symbolically with Canada's long legacy of commemorative issues, and in the world of rare coin excitement, perception alone can elevate a coin's worth into the stratosphere. What makes them so fascinating is the possibility of hidden mint errors, double strikes, die cracks, misaligned mint marks, that can turn a basic coin into a unique, one-of-a-kind rarity. Such pieces command astronomical prices at auctions, and when enthusiastic bidders recognize the story behind a coin, the value can skyrocket into the millions. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on these 2016 nickels carries with it a sense of authority and historical weight. Every detail of her profile, every curve of the engraving, tells the story of Canada's ties to monarchy and history. Now imagine owning a coin where that portrait is slightly misaligned, doubled, or uniquely struck. That tiny difference, invisible to most people, could make the coin one of the most valuable in Canadian history. Collectors across the globe chase these variations, knowing that the difference between an ordinary coin and a once-in-a-lifetime treasure often comes down to the smallest, almost invisible flaw. But it isn't just errors that make these coins so special. Some 2016 Canadian nickels are rumored to have been struck in limited numbers, quietly placed into circulation, and nearly impossible to find. These rare releases are believed to be bicentennial tier rarities, commanding attention for their scarcity. The buzz around these coins has electrified the collecting world, sparking bidding wars and whispered rumors of hidden fortunes still resting in change jars, drawers, and forgotten collections. If you happen to stumble upon one, you may be holding the key to retiring overnight, because some of these rare nickels have been valued in stories as high as millions of dollars. Picture this: a coin that passes from hand to hand without notice, then one day lands in the pocket of someone with sharp eyes. That lucky person realizes the 2016 nickel they hold has a minting variation never before documented. Instantly, that piece of metal transforms from spare change into a fortune. This is the magic of rare Canadian bicentennial coins. They prove that treasures don't always come in gold bars or jewels. Sometimes they appear as the smallest coin resting at the bottom of your pocket. That sense of discovery, that chance to change your entire life with a single coin, is what makes this world so irresistible. Collectors are drawn not only by the potential value, but also by the adventure. The thrill of searching, the adrenaline of spotting a coin others overlooked, and the dream of turning 5 cents into millions create a powerful motivation. This is why the 2016 Elizabeth 5-cent coin, linked with Canada's bicentennial coin craze, has become such a phenomenon. People all over the world are checking their coins, examining details with magnifying glasses, and holding on to every nickel they come across, hoping to uncover their fortune. It is not just collecting. It's a hunt for hidden wealth buried in everyday objects. When experts talk about the value of these coins, they often use words like unimaginable, life-changing, and unprecedented. That is because the marketplace for rare coins is unlike any other. A simple coin with the right rarity, story, and collector interest can fetch sums that rival fine art, luxury estates, or even businesses. The 2016 Elizabeth nickel is a perfect candidate for this phenomenon because it blends everyday accessibility with legendary rarity. The mystery surrounding these coins fuels demand, and demand is what pushes prices to astonishing heights. So, if you ever come across a 2016 Canadian 5-cent Elizabeth coin, don't dismiss it as spare change. Treat it as a potential fortune resting in the palm of your hand. These coins remind us that wealth can hide in plain sight, disguised as something ordinary. The rare Canadian bicentennial nickels have the power to turn you into a millionaire or even a billionaire overnight. They are more than coins. They are tickets to unimaginable opportunities, symbols of luck, and proof that sometimes the greatest treasures in life are the ones most people never notice. Keep your eyes open, because the fortune of a lifetime could be waiting inside a single coin you already own. Would you like me to also create a YouTube intro script from this, with shorter, punchier lines to instantly grab viewers within the first 15 seconds?